Okay, interesting question. This person says, I've shown a good win rate against players who don't play the meta, but close to 0% win rate against players that do. Let me just give you a bit of an insight. I believe this player is Division 3, I think they said. Division 3 anyway, look. I would say this. In my point of view is I would never abuse mechanics. That's just the way I am. Even if there's money on the line, I still wouldn't. That's just my style. However, I would say general rule of thumb. Let's assume you're in the elite division, or let's say someone like myself. I would generally beat most players who play non-meta football against me. Almost a lot of the times, I would very rarely lose. Sometimes I lose to a better player, but that's a bit rarely, or sometimes due to BS. However, if I play against someone and then they abuse mechanics and they're the same level as me, I will almost definitely lose the game. Not always, I would still sometimes push through, but most of the time I would lose the game against someone who's the same level as me because when you're abusing the meta, you're going to get so far. So, my best advice is look, let's say if you're not an elite player, it's not too much of an issue, but when you get to the top tier elite ranks, you almost have to abuse mechanics. Otherwise, you're going to be underperforming. I still try and I still do well at the top tier elite division, but it's not the same. If you're not abusing mechanics, you are basically at a significant disadvantage, is what I would say. So, in my opinion, mechanic abusing, I don't think you really need it. It's only when you're like top tier elite level. Up until then, I would say don't worry about it too much. If your opponent starts abusing mechanics and you want to do it, then go ahead, but I don't worry about it too much.